Hey everyone, I'm Rather Incoherent, back with the finale of Dreamside for Dream Eaters. We're going into Where the Gods Dwell. I really like this scenario, looking forward to showing it off. But first, let's talk about the decks I have and some weird tech I've included. Coming into the Leo deck, I got my second Flamethrower. I wanted two Stand Together 3s, but I can only afford a Stand Together and a Vicious Blow 2. Still really good. And then I got two copies of On the Hunt with my Adaptable. If you know, you know. Otherwise, buckle up, it's gonna be wild. Coming over to Daryl, I've got two copies of Lucky 3, one copy of Nothing Left to Lose, replacing, well, Lucky, obviously, and a Crack the Case. Nothing Left to Lose is just an insane setup card. It's one of the best cards in the game. It's arguably better than getting a second Lucky 3, but I feel like Lucky 3 is more in line with what I'm generally trying to do as a mail-send clue-dropping sort of deck. Getting into the scenario, before we talk about anything, let's see what our damned tarot is for the day. We've got, during the first foot test each, my foot is a 0. Just gonna update that. Okay, cool. I don't think it's really gonna matter too much. I was already failing those anyway. Very funny though. Then over here we have a 7 Doom first agenda, and our first act requires us to get 4 clues. Apparently I discarded this, which is quite funny. And let's get into our mulligans and see how they go. Over here on Leo, I don't actually want any of that in opening hand. The only card I want in opening hands are Stand Together 3s and Flamethrowers, and that's still not what I'm looking for. Having the second Leo is kind of nice to make me safe to Bald and Blood, though. It's not actually good, but, like, it's something. Now, over here, we keep out of Crossroads, we toss everything else. That might not be true. We could keep Mr. Rook. But if we get a second Mr. Rook, it's miserable. There's a lot of better draw mechanics. I'm going to toss the 4 on the left. And that's definitely more draw, if nothing else. This will go off when my turn starts. We're gonna go first on Leo, I think. Get an icon for his ability. We play Emergency Cash level 3. First action, we have to use Leo's ability. We spend all of our money to play that. Then we Emergency Cash 3. We draw a card, we get 3 resources. Are you gonna need money? No, they're fine. Their deck's cheap anyway. I'm gonna Faustian Bargain entirely myself out of pure greed. 2 curses in the bag. In last action, I think I draw a card. There's definitely an argument to playing Brandigathaga, but I can always just like instant play Guard Dog. I probably have to play this. I want to greed for value off of Ever Vigilant though, so I'm gonna draw a card. Second Brand is still value off of Ever Vigilant, just not good value. Over here, nope, almost got me. Not this time though. Did it mess up over here? Did I? Nah, we're good. Over here, at a Crossroads triggers, and I get 3 cards. Practice Makes Perfect, Perception, Deep Knowledge, those are really good hits. I'm going to investigate with Burning the Midnight Oil. We're base 5-3. I'm going to be Practice Makes Perfect about this. We're going to search the top 9, hit Deduction easily. Good job. I'm going to commit Perception, Unrelenting, steal the good tokens. Why do you not see the +1? And we commit everything else. We seal the good tokens. And we back in the auto-fail. It's gonna draw Cultist into Curse into Autofail, calling it now. Okay, cool. Okay, we're good. We pass everything, we get the deduction back, we draw 4 cards, because that's just how Seekers work. They're a gross facsimile of balance. Nothing about them is okay. We get both clues. I'm at 8 cards, I need to play somebody. It's obviously best to play Milan. Nothing in my deck is essential right now. Before we go into the Mythos phase, it's important that I do a thing from the meta perspective. This isn't as good when you draw all the cards in the world and have resources left over. Okay, so let's organize our hands by cost. We need to know what numbers are safe. That's an important part of the scenario. I really can't say 1 or 2. 0, 3, 4 are okay to discard over here. Over here, 0 is really not okay. 3 and 4 are. So the answer, if I auto-fail that specific treachery, is going to be 1, 3, 4, even though it breaks my heart. Let's try not to get that specific treachery and then auto-fail it. Hidden card is the Law of Yiggorath. I cannot play or commit cards to skill tests with an odd number of words in their title. Flamethrower is only 1 word. This has to go. I have to discard a player card with an even number of words in the title. Like, Guard Dog, I guess. Okay, that's not the biggest problem. I'm not happy to hear it, but it's fine. What Guard Dog is my answer to this guy? Wait a second. How do I deal with that? Am I gonna like walk in front of him with Guard Dog and draw a card so I can discard something? That's the plan. All right, cool. I go first on Leo. I Leo action a Guard Dog out. I walk into the Acolyte, who then engages me. There's nothing to take a picture of on Daryl, unfortunately. This Acolyte's dying before I can do anything. And then I draw a card in front of him. He attacks my dog, and my dog attacks him, and he dies. Still can't deal with this. On the Hunt, Brandigathaga, Leo DeLuca, Flamethrower. I can discard extra ammo, but with Contraband in stick to the plan, it feels really unsafe to do that. So I'm gonna draw another card. I'm glad I didn't draw a real enemy because I've had to discard the Guard Dog. I think I have to draw a card to make sure I can get rid of this next turn. Easy Mark is very easy to discard. That's fine. I will have to discard something from my hand because I'm overdrawing because of the hidden card, but it's not that bad. Down here I walk down. This location should have been flipped. Speaking of locations though, I can't enter the Monastery of Ling or the Onyx Castle. Acts need to advance for those things to become available. This has force after you reveal a token here. Take a damage or lose an action. 2 trial, 2 clues, not a problem at all. I should be at 6 book. Maybe nothing left to lose isn't actually good in Daryl, huh? That's not true. I play Mr. Rook, and then I play nothing left to lose to gain 5 resources. That was lucky. It doesn't draw any cards, but that's still Faustian Bargain, no downside, which is probably still worth 3 experience. I'm not in a rush to open up the next room. I can do it whenever I want. Quick Study is nice. Easy Mark is less valuable to me than Guts. Normally that would be true, but right now, Easy Mark is required for me to play Flamethrower, Extra Ammo, Contraband. I can't even commit the Guts in the Mythos phase because it's a single-worded card. Okay, yeah, that's sort of a decision that makes itself then. 2 of 7 Doom and Evil cards. We've got more stuff in my hands. This one says I cannot commit cards to skill tests with an odd number of total skill icons on them. Do I have any of those? I think this just takes up a card slot. I think Discord is actually meaningless. And over here, we have the Dreamer's Curse. Unfortunately, there's nothing to take a picture of this turn. 5 head, I'm initially at 2. I have no evidence to contribute. If I fail completely, I take 3 damage. Speaking of, I should take my traumas, which are 2 on Leo, 1 over there. I have a Lucky to mitigate if I want to. Question marks are double value, so putting this in actually seems really good. I'll seal these and draw 2. Is there anything else I want to commit? I'm currently testing 4 to 5. Actually, I can commit Perception to this. Test 7 to 5. And I have Lucky to make it a pass. That seems really good. 5 to 5. Lucky, pass by 0. Draw a card from Lucky, from Perception, and 2 from Unrelenting. Release tokens. If that were Lucky level 0, I'd have actually just failed and wouldn't have been able to draw all the cards. Glad I had the level 3 after all. Not really for team support in this case, though. I have to discard the Easy Mark. Am I able to give money? Do I have a Crack the Case? No, but I can probably find one. Oh, there's only 1 Crack the Case in the deck. There's also only 13 cards in the deck. I'm gonna play Mr. Oh, I've already got a Mr. Rook in play? Oh, man. That's pretty funny that I didn't realize I had him. I'm gonna tap Mr. Rook first action, looking for my Crack the Case, because it actually helps Leo a lot if I can find it. Cool. Also, there are ways that this card works. He does things. I draw Ruined Film. I would rather draw the other one. I'd rather draw 13th Vision. We'll take that one. Now I'm going to burn the Midnight Oil as my second action. I'm going to use Practice Makes Perfect to get the deduction from my deck, probably. And then I'm investigating at basically 1,000,000 just on autofail me. That is -4, but at 6, 7, 8 to 2, I still pass by 1. Deduction goes to hand. I get both clues. I crack the case and give all the money, all 2 of it, to Leo. Milan gives me a money. And I vomit out Quick Study because I need to get these cards out of my hand. My safe numbers are everything except 0. Over here, I spend an action to discard this one, I think. Discard a player card with an even number of words in its title. I then play Ever Vigilance. From under stick to the plan, I play Brand of Cthulhu, Flamethrower for 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, -3, 5 resources. In last action, I play Extra Ammo, which brings my 4 shots up to 7 shots. I used all my actions over here, right? Yeah, I just didn't flip the quick study. 3 of 7 Doom, looking really solid so far. We're gonna throw this Acolyte in the next room because we're about to be going there anyway. Oh, he gets the Doom on his own, nice. I should have put the thing on Acolyte immediately. Just imagine I did. Grumble, grumble. I hate that. I hate that this has to be done when they enter play. Because when I'm playing in two-handed, it's so automatic for me to be like, all right, I'm done with Leo's turn. Coming over to the stuff happening here, not realizing that I have a reaction to Mythos face. Like, it's just so unnatural for me. Anyway, there's a liar with no face here. He's not happy. On Leo's turn, I go first. I play Contraband from under stick to the plan for all of my remaining money. My Flamethrower has 14 shots. I engage, I use one of my millions of charges on Flamethrower. And just don't auto-fail. Cool, he's dead. I should probably get those out, huh? I just forgot to get scenario cards. I've already started playing this once and had to restart because I stayed in the deck view the whole time, which is why I've just been saying what the tokens are instead of actually needing to check. Skull is only -1. That guy only has 3 fists. I should probably read what the Liar with No Face does. He's a really iconic card in the set. He's a 3/4/3, he's just a big guy. He's got 2 horror damage and Hunter, and if you have a hidden card when he hits you, he deals 2/2 instead of 0/2, which is terrifying. But for us, not an issue. And stick to the plan, I'm gonna leave my board because it no longer does anything. Now, I can advance the act, and I may as well advance the axe, but all that does is put the High Priest not to be described inside the Monastery of Ling, which is now revealed. He's not gonna leave, he's just gonna hang out there, he's not making attacks of opportunity. He's a 5/6/3, hits for 1/1, alert, massive, retaliate. And you can do stuff, you can use this location to push him closer, and this to stun him. And based on this, you can see, you're pushing him into the hole, right? And that's cool, but I'm just gonna shoot him with a Flamethrower, right? I don't need to do anything fancy. And over here, I think I just kill 13th Vision and play Research Notes. I can just like walk in, but I don't want to get hit for 2/1 really. I'm not very durable. Oh, I don't actually even need to go in that room. Leo's gonna kill him and that's gonna progress the act. I don't need to go that direction at all. Do I want my Mr. Rook to explode? It's not bad. I'm gonna tap my Mr. Rook and search my whole deck. He hits Ruined Film and the second Research Notes. Ruined Film goes off, I take 2 horror, Mr. Rook dies. Then I'm gonna play the second Mr. Rook to get my soak going and get a Research Notes in play as well. And that'll be it for Daryl. Upkeep phase. Critical Hypothesis is nice just to get all that stuff out of my hand, but there's honestly not enough clue getting in this scenario to care. 5 of 7 Doom, evil cards. What's this one do? You cannot play your trigger abilities on cards with an odd printed resource cost. We're good, we're good. Guard Dog doesn't work anymore. On the hunt? How dare you? What do I have to do? Discard an even printed resource cost. I can do that, that's not really an issue. Over here, we have an Acolyte again. He's gonna spawn beneath us, I guess. I can't put him over here, which is where Leo's going. That Acolyte is not an Ancient Evils as long as we kill the other one. If we kill the other one, we advance to 6 of 7, we're fine. Let's go first on Leo. Leo walks into this room, this engages him, the other one's massive. I should have taken a picture of him, it's just so unnatural. I'm not gonna get clues in front of him, it doesn't even matter. But now that this guy's engaged, I'm going to be attacking this. I have to attack the higher one, it's 8 to 5. There are several -4s, I would like to beat them. Yeah, well, too bad. No, seriously, there are 3 -4s, and this guy has Retaliate, and I know I have 13 Flamethrower shots right now, which is more than you should ever need, but I still would really like to beat that number. I can't. I really just can't. That's miserable. Oh, I have a Leo in play. What's wrong with me? Most characters are decidedly worse when you play Leo turn 1 and don't give yourself extra actions. Fine, I'm just... I don't even have 2 fist icons, right? There's no way to get around it. I just have to lose at -4. That's a hit. I kill the Acolytes. I don't know why I removed those. The game understands what to do with them now. This guy takes 3. He's at 3 of 6. I use the next shot, because I forgot to pay for the first one. I should be down to 11, because I've shot 3 times. All right, come on. Cool, he's dead. 3 plus 4 is 7 of 6. He's gone. The act is advanced. It's just flavor text, and now our goal is to get all the clues from the Onyx Gates, which is down here. Last action, walk back. Thanks, Leo. Over here, what am I doing? I don't need to walk down and deal with this myself anymore, so I just want to set up. I spend 3 resources. I play Empirical Hypothesis, Research Notes. Honestly, I'll keep the Research Notes, and instead double action to kill 13th Vision, just to like make our numbers a little bit better than Mythos Phase. My safe numbers are 2, 3, 4. Your safe numbers are also 2, 3, 4. So we have a plan if we draw the encounter card. 5 of 7 Doom and Evil cards. Hey, wait, nope, that's not it. Do I have a Guts? Of course not. I did discard a Guts earlier. We have a Lucky over here if we fail miserably. We can also just like take the damage, right? I'm seriously considering committing deduction to that test because legitimately, it just isn't necessary. Being up 2 to potentially take less horror sounds more important than deduction in this scenario. I'm gonna keep it, but I'm not even remotely convinced it's right. I have no evidence to give whatsoever. I've generated literally no evidence this game. Down 1. -1, that's 2 horror. 1 on me, 1 on Leo. Pretty good result all told. Over here, oh hey, same deal. I'm definitely more scared of horror on this character. If I fail by 3, I can put 1 on Milan, 1 on Rook, 1 on myself. I have 4 horror left. By the time I get nuked by my weakness again, I should have already gotten Maelstrom out and generated a lot of evidence. I think I'm fine to take this, and if I fail to like 2, I won't though. I actually need to commit deduction to this to not guaranteed take 3 horror, and that includes using the Lucky. And at that point, you're just taking 3 horror, right? Yeah, you're just taking 3 horror. There's no way around this. There's no sensible investment, because that's fail by 4, so we take the 3. 1 here. Man, my mouse is really getting freaky. I am glad I've ordered a new one. All right, that's it for us. Leo's going to walk down and get this Acolyte. He is going to play Easy Mark in front of said Acolyte. The Acolyte takes offense and attacks the Guard Dog. It was a bad plan. Guard Dog is not taking 22 health. He's not quite that good of a boy. Oh, wait, am I allowed skill test with an odd number of skills? Odd printed resource cost. I have to deal with this one before I do that. Just to retcon this a little bit earlier. What do I need to do? I need to discard an even printed resource cost. I discard Faustian Bargain to remove this from my hand. Okay, and this one's the one that doesn't matter. Odd number of skills only. Okay. I'm going to play the Hallowed Mirror just for absolute complete safety. I feel very, very in control of the scenario because the Onyx Gates are very funny. They have 1 shroud and 12 clues. They get plus player shroud, so it's really 3. But you remove 1 clue from Onyx Gates for every tally mark next to evidence of Kadath, and with the choices we made and how well we did in the search for Kadath, when you come over here, you'll see 11 tallies under evidence of Kadath. We got 7 in that scenario and apparently 4 elsewhere. It's such a high number that even though we did really well, I wonder if I've done something wrong somewhere. But also, I'm just glad. It's just good. Over on Daryl, I walk down. I'm probably going to try to pass this turn. I don't need to, actually. I can just set up. I really want all of this stuff in play. Well, I can only afford to do a little bit of it. So I'll go ahead and just investigate with Milan to make the money I need. And that gets us the last clue from this location. So now our act, be at the gates, have no clues on the gates, is complete. And we proceed to the interlude Grand Design. In the Grand Design interlude, we're going to get down 4 random towers, a north, west, south, and east tower, and those 2 aren't in play. This needs to be flipped over, that's why all the lines are freaking out. And we also get 3 random copies of Nyarlathotep, as well as the Crawling Mist and the Whispering Chaos, and the Myriad Forms. And that'll be it. We move on to Act 4, Truth and Lies. We can now spend a clue to look at the top 3 cards in the encounter deck and draw all the hidden keywords, discarding the rest. And we want to do that because our goal is to find and expose Nyarlathotep's true form by adding copies to the victory display, and once they're all there, we advance. In addition, we have the Great Hall, where you choose another investigator at your location, and you add a hidden card from your hand to their hand, and that'll make a little bit more sense in a few moments. But for now, upkeep phase. We get Maelstrom and a beat cop for Leah. 6 Doom. There should not be a Doom anywhere. I don't know what this is catching. Oh, it didn't go away with the Acolyte. 6 of 7 Doom and evil cards. We have a Restless Journey, The Lies. Peril hidden, add to your hand. I cannot commit more than 1 card to skill test each round. Not really overly concerned about that. I can fail a foot test and Ancient Evil Test for no reason if I want to. Not really sure I should do that either. I'm pretty sure we lose all of our clues when we advance that. In fact, I'm 100% sure. I just skipped over it a little bit. Yep, each investigator loses all their clues on the back of the act. There we go. And then over here, we have Whispering Chaos South, and this is the part where it starts to make sense. The Nyarlathotep cards are going to be added to your hand. Whispering Chaos South lets you use the respective tower in the title, because if you were to check out any of the towers, I'm just going to show you this for a second. You'll see they all have abilities to deal with copies of Nyarlathotep in your hand and add them to the victory display, but you can only use them if you have the appropriate Whispering Chaos card. That's a really cool, interesting mechanic for a boss fight. People have said the biggest problem with this is that it really should have another agenda at the end of this, because there's not actually enough time for the true ending boss fight. I agree with that. With specifically as well as we've done and how quickly our opening's been going, I think we'll get to kill the true ending boss no problem, especially with some secret sauce tech that we have here. I'm waiting a little bit to use this so that my odds of hitting Nyarlathotep are slightly better. Right now, it's 9 out of 25 and there are 3 hits, and that's not quite good enough to use it yet. On Daryl, I'm going to walk right to this Forsaken Tower, see what's going on. I guess I should have went south since that's the one I was sort of looking at, but I wasn't paying attention to it anyway. 5 Shroud, 2 clues, and this one lets you investigate to kill Nyarlathotep. I'm going to go ahead and investigate this location, unfortunately, which has 5 Shroud. I'm committing deduction to it. And that puts me at 6, 7, 8 to 5. Not quite good enough. I need to do better. I have a lucky if I pull a -4, which I don't, thankfully. So I get both clues. I get a resource from Milan. And I'm going to use that money I've just made to put down Maelson, because he's a very helpful card. Last action, I could Deep Knowledge myself. I'm going to instead walk back to the middle where Leo is. Leo can't play any more allies until he hits Mitch Brown, unfortunately. Law of Yiggorath really isn't doing anything and doesn't need to be discarded. I would feel safer if I had more horror available over there on Daryl. I'm going to use Soothing Melody and heal him for 2 horror. And that draws me a card for an action. If my flamethrower ever runs out, I've got another one ready. That's really just a jank overpower in this situation, I feel like. I'm going to draw a card. Another Soothing Melody, huh? At this point, I feel pretty safe. I'm going to Soothing Melody my guard dog to get it back to a usable state. Which draws me a card. Get the second on the hunt. And I'm going to gain a resource, in case I somehow need it for something later. I don't know what it would be. If I play Mitch, I can afford to play the Beat Cup afterwards, I guess. That would be helpful. Last Soothing Melody drawn, Analysis drawn. 7 of 7 Doom, that advances the agenda. If it is Act 4, it actually is! I don't think we've ever had this happen before. Each Forsaken Tower gets their clues back. Everyone with Nyarlathotep in their hand reveals it. If you didn't reveal one, take a horror or a damage. So since none of us have any copies of Nyarlathotep, we're going to take a horror or a damage. Feel safe on the horror, feel safe on the damage. Put the damage on a Leo instead, actually. But if we did have copies of Nyarlathotep, he would immediately attack you and get shuffled in, or he would immediately attack you 3 times but stay in your hand. So it's a little bit spooky, and that gives us a good clue to what's going to happen when this next agenda advances. And now, time for evil cards. Myriad Forms. I do not have any copies of Nyarlathotep. It gains Surge. Deep Slumber needs to be dealt with because it's going to cost me some pretty serious discards. Speaking of, I should be discarding. With Soothing Melody, I can afford to play a little bit differently than I otherwise might. I don't think Soothing Melody is important at this point, but I do want to keep it, just to play it in a second. Flamethrower really does just commit for 3 fists at this point, I feel like. I'm never playing this. Sure, it's gone. Feels really weird to overdraw a Flamethrower. Over here, we've got the Dole of the Wastes. Alright, check this out, right? Like, I don't really want to deal with that. Milan, Maelson drops a clue, and I draw a second encounter card. I discard the other one. Yeah, fuck that. Hey there, buddy. How are you doing? Now, for the sake of being a narrator on a YouTube channel, I'll be ignoring this text. But I'm curious, when you play with this card, do you treat it like a store, or do you treat it as like you can't say anything about it? Because in our table, we treat it like a store. You just can't say the N-word. But at this table, like, I'm discussing how to play the game with you, so not saying his name. Like, it's cool thematically, at a table with people, it's a thing, but from this perspective, it's stupid. Anyway, our odds of hitting the gods on an On the Hunt is now 2 out of 21. So, it's probably about 50% twice, meaning it's a 75% chance to hit. It's really hoping not to hit him this turn. I can go south and just deal with him, probably. I don't know what south is. Yeah, I just go south, and I either deal with them or I try to hand him to Leo next turn. This is a fight action. I'm not great at that. Oh, also, when I drop that, I get evidence. It's really important. I should remember that. I probably got evidence on empirical hypothesis with that deduction a while ago. No, probably not. That's a huge trial value. But either way, I'm not going to go back and check. I'm just going to assume I didn't. And I can fight a copy of Nyarlathotep as if I were at that location. I mean, like, theoretically speaking, I can do that. Not in reality. What happens if I fail? He attacks me? That seems fine. Like, I can do that, actually. I'm gonna use this ability with Whispering Chaos South, because it's actually beneficial if I fail. That's my second action. I'm going to commit Analysis to this to be punching at 3. Big numbers are happening here. It's not limit once per test. I'm not going to use Analysis, though. I'm going to Quick Study to drop the clue on the test and test at 6 to 5. Lucky in Hand might just let me kill him. Oh. He's dead. All right. Okay. That's one way of doing it, I guess. And since I dropped a clue, these get things. This place is only 3 shrouds, so last action, it seems great to investigate with deduction. 8 to 3. I pass by 2 at -3. That's as good as you can really ask for. -2, I'll take 3 clues, get a resource from Milan. Cool, good job, Daryl. I wasn't expecting that. I was trying to shovel him back in at the cost of 1 horror to let Leo find him, but that's fine. Leo will find someone else. I'm gonna be so sad if this misses. Leo plays On the Hunt. Let's go. Does Leo play On the Hunt here? I did so much math just now about whether or not I should be playing On the Hunt before I reread the card to verify that it worked on elites, which I know it does. And then I remember that you just play it when you would normally draw an encounter card, so I can't even play it right now. What am I doing instead? It makes sense to tag along with Daryl in case I need to save him next turn. I discard Deeper Slumber. How long has that been there? Did I just draw that? I'm assuming I just drew that then. If I got that wrong and it's been there a while, let's call it a wash with not getting like 4 actions out of Leo at the start of the game. I just have to get rid of that so I don't overdraw. I'm pretty sure that's the card I drew this turn, and I just forgot about it because it was inconsequential. In last action, gain a resource. It doesn't really matter. Upkeep phase. Stand Together 3 is a little bit late. I'll keep it as a bad guts though because of the encounter cards. It's probably not right to do that. I can toss Leo. I'm holding him to be safe to Baldin Blood though. That way I don't have to discard the Beat Cop. Stand Together 3 really is the worst card in the game at this point because we're just done. At a Crossroads is going to go over to Daryl because there are no important cards in Daryl's hand. Oh, actually, I'm just going to draw 3 with it, I think. And that's it for us. So 1 of 5 Doom and Evil cards. Psych, On the Hunt. Can I play 2? Play it when you would draw an encounter during the Mythos phase. Search the top 9 cards of the encounter deck for an enemy. Spawn it with Engage with you. Shuffle the encounter deck if you cannot draw the top card of the encounter deck. If this were a reaction to drawing the top card of the encounter deck on an asset, and I had 2 separate assets, I'd be able to react with both of them. I think because I'm not actually drawing it, I can only play 1 On the Hunt. And we're just gonna pray to God that we hit Nyarlathotep. Hell yeah. That's the tech, baby. You know where he goes? He's physically here. On the Hunt. 1 fast event. When you would draw an encounter card during the Mythos phase, is when you're allowed to play it. Instead, search the top 9 cards of the encounter deck for an enemy. It does not specify non-elite. Spawn it engaged with you instead of its normal spawn location, and shuffle the encounter deck if you cannot draw the top card of the encounter deck. I never drew this. I never had Revelation secretly add Nyarlathotep to your hand. He just spawned engaged with me. He's there now. Anyway, he's not in my hand, so I can talk about him all I want. Fuck him. He's a 4/3/3 that hits for 1. He's gonna die like a chump. And Daryl draws his card for real like an idiot. Oh, come on, Daryl. I wanted to go on the hunt for that. Damn it. That's annoying. Anyway, I roast Nyarlathotep with a flamethrower. This usually doesn't happen, but it's the whole reason I wanted Leo over this side of the campaign. I'm up 4. He's dead. That's so funny. I love that counter tech. That's some of my favorite shit in Arkham Horror is being able to do that. What now? Is this an action? Is this an action? I have to spend clues to do it, though. Can I get rid of this easily? I don't commit cards anyway. What's it matter? These just don't do anything. It doesn't matter where I am. I think he's gonna eventually spawn in the Great Hall, so I want to be there for that. I guess I'm gonna draw cards to have... I'm gonna gain 2 resources. I'm gonna gain a resource and draw a card. Call it a middle round. Over here on Daryl, I draw 3 cards. Not quite. I draw 3, which means I also get this. It doesn't say like draw the top 3 of your deck, does it? That would be crazy. Yeah, you just draw 3 cards. So I take a Horror, I get a Mr. Rook, I lose an action. I walk back to the middle. It's 3 Shroud for a clue here. I may as well pick it up at 6. No, I'm gonna play Quick Study instead. That's obviously better. I have the clues to drop. And that'll be it for us. Upkeep, under hand size, upkeep, over hand size, don't need easy mark. 2 of 5 Doom and Evil cards. Making a great pace on this so far. That's not actually relevant. What's this one do, though? Oh, is it the same text? It's the same problem? That doesn't do anything. He attacks me and leaves. No, he doesn't. I'm a clue dropper. I drop a clue and I draw a new one. Foot bad, haha. I take a picture of it. Screw you, Myriad Forms. Maelstrom is a ridiculous card. It actually doesn't make sense how good he is. I cannot believe they printed this. This is just busted. Clue droppers are so strong as team support because, like, this is what I mean when I say Daryl negates the game. Like, you don't even have to play this version of Daryl. You can just play a crazy fast tempo clue getter with the difficulty 0 archetype. And that's still insane because you negate a lot of the game just with your ability and you're better at using your ability in that deck. But in this one, it's like, yeah, I'll just play Gloria for 1 cost and 2 experience. That's fine. I am going to spend a clue and draw 3 encounter cards. Nope, that's discarded. That's drawn. That's discarded. We got Whispering Chaos East. We already seen East. It's an investigate check. The Shroud is equal to his health. Oh. It's a good thing I'm a Seeker. It's a very good thing that I am a Seeker, then. I can investigate at 8. 9 with Analysis. No, I use Quick Study to be more consistent. I use Deduction first. I've already used all my deductions. No Practice Makes Perfects. I do have the solution to this. I'm going to go over there and do the test. Like, that's just what I do here. So I use Whispering Chaos East. I investigate against Shroud 7. I'm down by 1. I'm up by 2. Like, that's just good enough. I commit Analysis to re-roll up by 3, and now I have Lucky, so auto fails and everything else is beaten. That'll be passed by 1. I get 1 card. And that's disgusting. Nyarlathotep goes to the victory display. And we're done with Nyarlathoteps. That's 3. So, hey, Daryl should not have been able to first attempt both of those. And I was, like, actually just locked on it with Luckies and Analysis both times, it felt like. The first time I was admittedly trying to be able to give it to Leo, but I probably had an alternative route to try to pass. The second on the hunt didn't even get value because Daryl's just too good at the game. But still, I got to on the hunt the guy. All 3 are in the victory display. I've never, ever seen this go this fast. This is a scenario that is regularly criticized for needing an additional agenda after the end for the optional final boss. This is weird and gross. We all lose our clues. Fuck clue droppers. All the Nyarlathoteps merge into Super Nyarlathotep. You heard me right. The monstrosity spawns in the Great Hall. The way this monstrosity works is that its fight and evade are going to be the highest number present. its health, damage, and horror values are all in them together and has every tag present. So I'll be back with you in a second. Cool, so Super Nyarlathotep has 5 Fist, 3 Foot, 15 health, Hunter, Massive, Retaliate. And he spawned on top of a Leo with a flamethrower and infinite bullets. I shoot him 4 times. That'll be 1, 2, 3 bullets. Instead of saying 4, I said bullets when I threw it, I think. I did throw the right number. Anyway, I'm only shooting at an unpleasantly low 8 to 5. So before I shoot, I use my ability as a reaction to starting my turn and throw this guard dog in the trash for a beat cop to be up 4 instead. So flamethrower puts me at 9. I don't need to contribute anything else. Let's go. If I get multiple consecutive autofails, I will just die from getting hit for, I didn't include its damage values. Let's figure those out. Its damage is 2-2, so I can autofail this several times before I'm in danger. All right, let's go. I only care about the red token. Not red, 4 damage. Not red, 8 damage. Not red, 12 damage. Not red, 16 damage. Super Nyarlathotep's dead. Goodbye. Glad I figured out what all his stats were. Oh, that was very weird. What happened? What was this? What the fuck? No, seriously, it makes no sense that we killed him that fast. What happened? I've never seen that scenario get crushed that hard, not even close. I had 7 doom spare. How on earth? That was disgusting. I hope that helps to explain why I think Daryl is broken, I guess. Clue game instantly destroyed, mitigating Mythos cards. We should have had to stop to kill that Dole, but instead it just didn't spawn. Because for some reason, Mailsin says when you draw an encounter card from the encounter deck, not when you draw a treachery card. So you can just discard elite enemies with them instead of fighting them. And like, yeah, some part of that's just showing off what Flamethrower with 4 actions look like. That's the strength of Leo. That's the thing that Leo does that's I've been in the wrong view for a second, but it's fine. I was over here complaining about Mailsin, and now I'm over here complaining about Flamethrower. It's nuts. I know these characters are strong. I know Leo's being underrated on my tier list a good bit. I can't put Daryl any higher, though. He's at the very top. That was insane. What the fuck? On the Hunt tech definitely saved us multiple turns. Like, we would actually just have to sit and screw around. That was so fast. The final scenario was finished in 7 doom, so plus doom, 9 turns. I played big money decks that wouldn't be done setting up yet. That's ridiculous. That's not true. They would finish setting up on like turn 6 or 7, but they'd have only just started playing the game. They'd be getting to this point now. Oh man. Well, I assure you that website is not going to go this well. I've already played 3 of 4. I still have to record Weaver of the Cosmos, but I assure you, Daryl and Leo have absolutely crushed this campaign, and there is no conceivable way for a team to do better. I can't imagine a team that does as well, and I know for a fact that Stella and Tommy will have a much more difficult time throughout their campaign. Anyways, if you enjoyed this unspeakable stomp, then please like, comment, subscribe. I would love to hear your similar stories in the comments about the worst you've beaten a campaign or beaten a specific scenario, because I think that takes the cake for me. I am one of the people that thinks this scenario needs like a 3 or 4 doom agenda after this one, because it's balanced around you not getting the true ending and not fighting Mega Nyarlathotep. And I had 5, 6, 7 turns to spare. That's nuts. Anyways, I'm rambling off topic. Like, comment, subscribe, YouTube algorithm drill, blah, 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 who cares? I really enjoyed that. I hope you did too. I'll see you in the next one.